All right, what's up, guys? So in this video, I'll show you how to set up a no-code AI agent team that scrapes any website or social media in seconds, all by just telling it what to do through a quick message on Slack. And this agent team can, for example, be used to find and scrape new leads, do competitor analysis, research, any potential prospects you may have. But the possibilities with this setup is really endless. And in the video, I'm going to show you how you let your agent scrape any website, do vision-based scraping, scrape all social media posts on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, which can be a little bit trickier, but I'll show you how to do all of this just by giving you a simple demo in the beginning and a detailed breakdown of the manager competitor analysis agent. And this could be used for many other purposes too. And the templates will be free down in the description below. And if you don't know me yet, my name is Frank Federico, and I implement AI automations for businesses and AI agents. I also have a paid community where I teach other entrepreneurs how to start their own profitable AI automation agency. And if you're a company and you're looking to be one of the first companies to adopt AI into your business and want me and my team to help you, you can also book me for a free call in the description below. So I'll first give you a quick demo of the competitor analysis agent and in action, and then we can get into it. Okay, fantastic. So before we get into the specifics and how to set this agent up and which type of tools and agents to use in the tech stack, I'm going to give you a brief demo. So all you would need to do is just say, hello, please do a full for the last 30 days. Hello, please do a full competitor analysis on OpenAI, Google DeepMind for the last 30 days. The reason why I chose them is because I'm in the AI and automation industry. And I would like to know the differences between OpenAI and Google DeepMind, which is better, which is worse, what each can improve upon. Now, if you're using this agent for your business, this is a good way to get ahead and look for gaps or opportunities within your business versus your competitor. So with that being said, all you would need to do is just press enter. And what it would do, for the sake of time, I'm just going to show you the output that comes out of it. It gives you a Google Doc. It puts all of the competitor analysis reports that were scraped from multiple different platforms and multiple different social media websites. So we have a LinkedIn analysis report, YouTube report, a news search report, reviews analysis report, blog analysis report. And just for an views report, the average rating for OpenAI is 1.9 out of 5. Who would have thought that? I thought it was a lot better than that. But surprisingly, Gemini Google is higher. It's 2.3. So there's some opportunity there for OpenAI to improve upon their platform. Here are the reviews to back that up. And then it gives each company or the company that you would like to improve upon some opportunities. So here are the opportunities that OpenAI can improve upon: the customer support, the reliability and functionality, the user experience and engagement, and the transparent pricing and accessibility. I mean, these are things that can improve your business. Here's the YouTube report. These reports are in depth. I just wanted to show you a demonstration and a simple sample of what outputs of this agent that we're going to be reviewing. Here are the opportunities. If done right, you could potentially triple the revenue of your business if you're identifying the right successful themes, content gaps, projections of where the industry is going, and fix things that are wrong within your business. So with that being said, let's go over to the use cases since we're talking about it. Why a competitor analysis agent, right? And like I mentioned before, you can identify market gaps. Simply find what your competitors aren't offering, fill the void, and dominate that untapped demand. You can do so from this system. An example I included was Tesla. When the traditional automakers focus on gas-powered vehicles, Tesla identified a market gap in electric vehicles, and they were high performance and luxurious. But when Elon Musk addressed this underserved market, now Tesla's today sitting at where it's at. And then another reason why you can use a competitor analysis agent team, you can optimize your pricing strategies. So study competitor prices, undercut or over-deliver on them, and make your offer impossible to ignore. This is a good way to identify those gaps. And then you can enhance with your differentiation. So you can exploit your competitors' weaknesses, showcase your strengths, and make it clear why choosing you is the only option within your business. So this is a good use case, or why a competitor analysis agent would be beneficial at all to anyone in their business. You can use it for multiple other purposes as well. You can use it for lead generation, for content ideas, personalized outreach, market trend analysis, and customer feedback monitoring as well. Now, with that being said, I'd like to jump a little bit into the tech stack and a little overview of what the entire system entails. So the tech stack includes the majority of Relevance AI and Make. Most of the agents and tools that I use are on Relevance AI. However, there are a lot of automations and abilities that I'm not able to do on Relevance AI that I use in Make, and I interact with them back and forth with one another. I also use Dumpling AI basically for vision-based scraping. And I use the Phantom Buster mostly for the social media scraping as well. So the way the competitor analysis agent team and the scraping agents work is you have Slack. I just showed you. You put in a prompt into Slack. Hey, do a full competitor analysis within the last 30 days of these two companies. So once that trigger is sent off to the competitor analysis supervisor agent, which is separate from the two agents that the supervisor agent controls, it then sends tasks to each of these agents. And it's good to keep these agents separate because if they're all consolidated, all the tasks are consolidated into one agent, your output isn't going to be as valuable or pristine, if you will. So they send these tasks. Let's go to the first agent. So this is a general web scraping agent. And what this agent is tasked to do is to scrape all of the blogs and websites surrounding those two competitors or those two websites. You can use it for different use cases as well. And then you do vision-based scraping, which you have this agent go on to each of the competitors' websites and get the theme, what the website looks like, and gives you improvements. Also, it scrapes for all the news out there as well. And then the public review scraper as well. It gives you all of the updated news on those particular companies. And it also gives you the reviews, the good reviews and the bad reviews as well. Now, this agent also works in tandem with the second sub agent, which is the social media scraping agent. And this scrapes LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and X. And it scrapes anything related to do with those two competitors. Now, once they've gathered all of their information and all of the research reports are completed and put into a Google Doc, they then send all of that information back to the supervisor agent, in which the supervisor agent consolidates everything, organizes everything, and makes it very user-friendly. And it sends it to you in Slack, in which I showed you before, which comes out like this. And all you would need to do is, instead of hiring somebody or spending hours and hours on end doing research, your competitor or any content ideas, you would essentially just click this document and the ideas would be served to you on a platter. That's the idea of the agent. Now, I do want to preface before we get into the agents and how to set everything up, I do want to have you understand the overall view of the whole system. So the main agent, the supervisor agent, controls the two and these sub agents have tools attached to them within Relevance AI. And these tools do the web scraping or the social media scraping. And we use other platforms within the tech stack like Dumpling AI or Phantom Buster to do things that Relevance AI isn't able to do. Okay, let's jump into it. So as I mentioned before, these are all of the tools that we use. Don't worry, you're going to get access to all of this free download. These are the agents that we're going to be using. So let's go to the supervisor agent first, the competitor analysis manager. And once we do that, we can go to edit agent. Here is the agent profile. You have the agent name, the agent description. When you download this, you're going to get all of this. This is where you can find the API for this particular agent. Then we go to agent instructions. Here are the core instructions that you're going to need to pay attention to if you're setting this up. It's pretty simple, but this is your role. You're going to download this and you're going to have a bunch of unknowns. These are going to be read, but you just fill in send Slack message here. And the way you do this, for instance, is you go here, you press / tool, and then send Slack message since you've downloaded the tools as well. And then you fill it in here, send Slack message. Then what you want to do is tool 1, get current date, tool 2, send Slack message. Subagent 1 is the general scraper, subagent 2, so social media scraper, and then fill in get current date, general scraper, social media, send Slack message, get current date, social media scraper agent, send Slack message, get current date, and send Slack message. So those are the ones that you're going to need to fill in if you download this. Fast forward, this is just the instructions of telling the agent what to do and how to do it. So it gives them the role, the objective, and the context, and then the standard or procedure document to tell the two agents, like we covered before, the general scraper agent and the social media scraping agent, things to do. And it gives the tools, and then it gives another example with the standard or procedure document as well. And all of this is included. So this is a flow builder. If you'd like to use a flow builder to build out your agents in Relevance AI, I highly recommend it. It's pretty simple. Make sure these are the proper agents filled in. So that's the general scraper agent. This is the social media scraper agent. And this is a if-then scenario. So if this happens, then it goes to the left. If this condition happens, it goes to the right, depending on the variable that's inputted into the system. And then the abilities, these are the abilities of it. You know, it can schedule messages, label tasks. The tools that the supervisor agent or the competitor analysis manager agent, you really don't need get current date, but you're going to need send Slack message and ensure that this is on auto run. And this is also connected. I'll teach you how to do that as well. And these are the sub-agents that this main agent talks to. So we have the general scraper agent and the social media scraping agent as well. Make sure this is on auto run. We want to make sure this is in there. Please do a research on companies, platforms, and time frame, and the companies I asked you to analyze, the platforms to do research on, and the time frame. And then make sure this one is set up the same way. This one's a little bit different. The companies I asked you to analyze, etc. And then we have some advanced setting, but that's neither here nor there. You always want to save your changes before exiting, or else everything can be wiped away. I've had many mistakes doing that. All right, now let's move to the general scraper agent. And we can see here that here's the agent profile. This is agent description where it gathers the data from review sites, Google News, blogs, websites. And here are the core instructions for this particular agent. Each of these agents has instructions and, to put things into context, to give it a task and a role and a standard of procedure document. So you're going to want to make sure that these tools are inputted as well. Get current date, the blog analysis tool, the review analysis tool, and the news research tool. And then you have get current date here too, get current date, reviews analysis, public version, and get current date as well. I'm making this video. Somebody named Ben AI made this video as well. He did a great job on this. By no means, I'm not taking any credit here, but he forgot this most important part. I went through a lot of this and it took me a long time to figure this out for you guys. So I figured it out. These are the exact ones that you need to use, and they're not included in the download. So make sure these are inputted correctly. You have the flow builder as well here. And for the tools for this agent, since it's the general scraping agent, you have the review analysis, blog analysis, news research tool as well. Make sure all of these are on auto run. He also left that out as well, which was pretty time consuming. And then you have the get date as well. So here are the sub agents. There are no sub agents for this agent because this agent reports back to the competitor agent. And here is the social media scraping agent. Also, here is the core instructions for you all. Oh, it was blank for a second, but you have the LinkedIn analysis tool, X account analysis tool, and the YouTube analysis tool. Get current date, X account analysis, public version, and get current date here. You have the flow builder, which I highly recommend you use as well. And then the tools here. The tools, make sure they're on auto run when you download these tools, and then you should be all good to go. Also, if you guys are looking for how to integrate this into Slack, the make automation, it's going to be all the way at the end of the video if you would like to wait around for that. And if you don't, you can just skip to it and just learn how to do that if you've already have this downloaded. But this is for those of you who haven't been through this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to review each of the tools here. This is the general scraper agent, and this is the first tool, the blog analysis tool. So let's go here and let's test tool in tool builder. Okay, so here is the blog analysis tool here. And what it does is it takes the input from the Slack message. So I said in Slack, I'd like to compare OpenAI and Google DeepMind, and the competitor manager and the manager agent passed it on to this agent, which passed it on to this tool. And this tool put OpenAI in here, Google DeepMind, and then it put the amount of days that it would like to retrieve info from and today's date as well. This is super important. You have a Google search, in which this is searching on Google for the relevant blogs for OpenAI and Google DeepMind. And this is a list array that searches for them separately. It allows for that. And then you have this LLM, which is essentially, it finds the URL of the blog of the company in the Google search results below, and it only output the URL, nothing else, no summary, no explanation. And that's very important because once we have that, then we can extract website content from that. And then at that point, it also extracts the website information separately. So for OpenAI and Google DeepMind, and then it passes it on to the LLM. It looks at the scraped blog page and it extracts 15 blogs of the latest blog posts. Make sure to include the title, the snippet, the date, the company, etc. And once it's separated, because they are separated, they need to be combined and parsed together. And this is the combining part of it. So it combines the list of texts, and it takes, OpenAI and Google DeepMind and combines them together. And then we have a prompt in the back end to do the analysis on these two different blog posts that we just scraped on the internet, right? Here's the role. You can go through it, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to touch on it. Here's the role. Here's the tasks, the context, the specifics, the summary of each company, the opportunities, the thematic opportunities, the examples, the content and themes. So it gives example of how it wants to be outputted to. And at that point, here is the LLM. It puts it into an HTML format because we're going to take this and then we're going to put this into a Google Doc. We're going to use a webhook. And this is where make automation comes in. We're going to send this HTML format to a Google Doc. So it's placed in your Google Drive and everything's connected. So at that point, that leads me to the API in which we're going to have to connect your Google Doc. So with that being said, all you have to do is download the Google Doc template that I have for you. Okay, so essentially what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open your API here, and then this is your webhook URL you're going to place in here. So I'll walk you through this as well. You're going to create, once you've created your custom webhook, you would have to add the webhook and name your webhook. And then once you do that, all you would need to do is copy the address. And then once you have the address copied, you want to put that in here. And then once it's in there, you're basically all set to go. Everything else should be all set. And at the end of this, you can test this specific tool. This should be blank. So you can put in 2 companies if you'd like here, 1 and 2. And then you can put in the number of days, 30 I recommend, in today's date. And then you just click run tool and it should go through all of the steps for you perfectly. While we're waiting for this to upload, what you're going to need to do next is go to a Google Doc. You're going to add Google Docs, add an integration, and you're going to sign in with Google. And what you're going to do is you're going to put one title or one report. You can delete these if you've imported this, and then just put title and then report. And then you choose from your drive, and make sure you go into your Google Drive and you create a document location for this to go into. And then all you need to do is just press plus, and the document location should show up here if you've created it. So mine is named review analysis, but if you're going to name yours something different, please make sure it's listed here, or else you have problems connecting this. And then once you go to Google Docs, you've completed this, you can finally go to this webhook, which is web view link. You can delete this again and put in your web view link after you've connected your Google Docs. And this essentially sends the information back, or the Google Doc link back, to Relevance AI. So it can be sent to Slack. And that's just a simple setup. And here we go. Perfect. It's all done. This is the Google Doc that we just created and all of the information. Let's check it out here. Here's the blog research report, Google DeepMind's, and OpenAI's industry competitor analysis report. So with that being said, that's your blog analysis tool. Let's move on to your next tool. Okay, your next tool is going to be the review analysis tool. This one's going to be a little bit different. So make sure we follow along here, and everything can be set up perfectly. So then again, if you're probably going to have nothing here and nothing here, but that's okay. We'll get to that later. Or you can put it in manually for now. So OpenAI, Google DeepMind, just for testing purposes. And what this does, it goes on a Google search and it searches again through each of the companies, OpenAI, Google DeepMind, and it separates them in different lists for each item. And it searches the Trustpilot for the reviews. So that's where we can determine if they're good, if they're bad, and what they can improve upon, right? And here is the prompt for the LLM. It finds the URL for the Trustpilot page of the company in the Google search results, and it outputs the URL, and then it outputs it to the web scraper here, a website content, and it scrapes the information. And then there's another prompt. There is an additional prompt here that looks at the scrape reviews and extracts the name, the company, the overall rating, and the last 10 reviews of the scrape Trustpilot page. You can go in and customize this to your liking. So you can collect the last 20 or all negative reviews if you'd like. And then it combines them into a list in text, and it combines them into an array. And then from there, we do have a prompt. For timing purposes, I'm not going to go through it, but this is the prompt that does the analysis on the reviews of each of the companies, which is pretty hefty here. If you'd like to go through it, you can. And then you have the LLM, which here's the HTML format, this for Google Docs. Again, we're going to send this to Google Docs as well. And here is the API. We just covered this in the blog analysis tool. Relevance AI has the capability to do web scraping for these 2 tools, the review analysis and the blog analysis, but you would need to create a Google Doc link. So we already did that. You just go to the same automation that you have set up already for the Google Docs, and you take that exact webhook, and you can copy and paste this exact webhook into this URL. And then once you've done that, you can essentially test this out. So let's run the tool and test the review analysis tool here. Okay, perfect. This is the success of the review analysis tool. Check, check. They're all checked off. And here is the Google Doc that it spit out. And this is where it gets the reviews. So this is where we found out OpenAI has 1.9 review rating on Trustpilot. And Gemini Google is actually higher at 2.3. And it gives you reasons. It gives you the negative review, positive review, and then it gives you opportunities for customer support, functionality and user experience and accessibility. This is pretty interesting if you ask me. So with that being said, in the last tool that the general scraping AI agent uses is news research. So let's go to this tool. Same type of scenario. You should be getting the hang of it by now. But here's OpenAI, Google DeepMind, past 30 days, today's date, put that in there. And we're going to have to do something a little bit different. We really can't do news research within Relevance AI. So we have to create a make automation to do this. I have this for you. So let's go into the news, find company news automation. And essentially what this is you're going to want to create another webhook, add webhook. You're going to want to copy the address to this clipboard. And once you do that, you're going to want to paste that into this one here for the news research. And then what it does is here are the role, the task, the context, the specifics, and the prompt that we use to do the analysis for the news research for the two companies. And then again, it creates that Google link and within your Google Docs. But for now, we're going to go back to the make automation, and it does a text parse where this is needed and it separates them out. And then once it separates them out, we're going to use Dumplin AI to complete this. If you don't have Dumplin AI, you just go to Dumplin AI and create your free trial, and then you add the connection. And here is within the automation included below. This should all be included, and you can press OK. And then here are the tools used as well. It kind of organizes this, the title, the link, the snippet, and the date. And this is another tool as well to create the text and source the model. And then it puts it into another webhook, which sends it back to Relevance AI. And once it's sent back to Relevance AI, sorry if I'm jumping around a little bit, which is up here, it's sent back to this, and then it goes through the whole process. And then at that point, like I mentioned before, we did it 2 other times. We went to, you want to click save here. Once you've created a webhook, once you've set up Dumplin AI and added your connection, and everything looks good to you, you're going to want to go back to the creating a Google Doc automation, take this and copy this web address. And then you're going to want to click URL and put that into here. And then once you do that, it should, if you want to test the news research agent, you can. While it's running, I just like to talk to you about it. It's super crucial to test each of these tools out before you start to run your manager agent or you start doing any testing, because there are credits. I mean, it's not that expensive at all, but if you keep testing and don't do it right the first time, you could waste some money. So I'm trying to save you guys some money here by doing it step by step for you. Here's the news report. Perfect. Here's some key facts of each. This is interesting. OpenAI's board of directors is evaluating the corporate structure to better support their mission of ensuring artificial intelligence, AGI. Ooh, okay. And then in Google DeepMind, some key facts as well. They're consolidating more AI teams into DeepMind. This is pretty cool. So with that being said, that was the news research agent, and all of the tools for the general scraping agent should have been completed and tested by now. So you have the use current date, blog analysis, review analysis, and news research. You have the automation set up. Everything should have been completed. And let's move forward to the social media scraping agent. This one's a little bit different. It's going to get a little complicated here. So let's go. Here is the social media scraping agent. Okay, now let's go through this. Here's the LinkedIn analysis agent. Let's do this one first. Test and tool builder. And sorry guys, my face isn't in the video. I was having issues with loading time and the latency of my computer, of my PC here. It seems to be moving much faster when I'm not recording, but I'll hop back on. If you want to see my face, my ugly face, just let me know in the comments. If you prefer it this way, also let me know. Greatly appreciated. So here is the LinkedIn analysis tool. You can put in OpenAI or Google DeepMind as well. Make sure you put this in manually because we're not using Slack yet, nothing set up. Number of days, 30, and the date. And then what we do is we separate them out again into each list for each item in LinkedIn. And then it finds the LinkedIn profile URL for each of the companies. Relevance AI actually scrapes LinkedIn for you. I don't think you need to connect it. So it scrapes LinkedIn for you. And then here is the JavaScript code. Sorry. There's a little bit of code that's included as well in the download, so you really don't need to worry about that at all. Here is the LLM. Again, it's the prompt if you'd like to go through it. This is the instructions to tell this specific tool on the type of analysis that it would like to be done for. And here is the LLM. Again, we're going to put this in a Google Doc format because we want it spit out in your Slack very seamlessly like this. And here we go. Here's your API. Again, you're going to want to go to the Google Doc creation automation and make. and copy this clipboard, copy this URL, paste this URL here, and there we go. We're going to run this specific tool for LinkedIn to test this out before we move forward. Okay, fantastic. Here is the completed LinkedIn analysis tool under the social media scraping agent. And this is the research report for OpenAI versus Google DeepMind. This is pretty cool. It gives you links, post links. Awesome. So this one works. You should have this all set up. Make sure you save it. Cool. Now we can go to the X account analysis. This one's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to set up just because it requires a make automation as well. Okay, here's the X account analysis. So again, put in whatever 2 companies you're going to do here, the 30 days. Here we go. And we're going to separate these out into a list for each of the items to search the X accounts so we can search them separately. Here's a prompt, the LLM. Then we're going to combine the list of text after we get the information from this prompt. And then we're going to need to set up our first make automation. I'm going to explain this to you. You create custom webhook and then you challenge the webhook, but I don't think you need to do that. So you copy, once you've added this new webhook, once you add it, create a name for it, you copy the address, the URL address, and then you're going to want to go exit that out. You're going to want to paste this into this API here. And then from there, text to parse. And then it does an array aggregation. It just separates and does everything perfectly. And then you're going to want to create a Google Sheet, because what we're going to be doing is we are going to be finding the link of each company. So the company URL for X for OpenAI, and then the company URL for on X for Google DeepMind, because they both have one. And then we're going to put them in a spreadsheet, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But once you add and create a Google connection for your spreadsheet, you're going to want to create a new spreadsheet and then find the ID finder. It's pretty simple and straightforward. Just make sure it's connected, and ID finder. And then Twitter X, that's the file name. So I created a Google Sheet and I named it Twitter X, and it should pop up here. And you do this, and then it literally finds it for you once it's connected. And then you should be good to go. And here's the array, and you press OK. And then once that's done, then we pass this on to Phantom Buster. And once it's passed on to Phantom Buster, you want to add your connection to Phantom Buster and then add your API key. We can search Phantom Buster now, and I can show you a little bit about what this is. Phantom Buster is pretty cool. There's a couple of other platforms as well that you can use to scrape things, but it's essentially used to scrape all social media sites like LinkedIn, X, Facebook, Instagram. You can use Phantom Buster for a lot of things. But once you're in here, I'm not going to show you my APIs, but you're going to want to create an API. It's very simple. I think it's under your account. You create an API key and you put it in there. And then here's your tools. Here's a delay. You can leave it at 10, but it might be at 40, but you can put it to 10. And then you want to add another connection here. Make sure it's the same connection as this. And then in Phantom Buster, you're going to want to search for Twitter tweet extractor. And basically you just do browse phantoms and then you put Twitter tweet, and it should show up Twitter tweet extractor. These are all different scraping mechanisms for Phantom, which is pretty cool. Anyway, so you're going to want to put this here. You want to connect it, press OK. Again, make sure that connection is connected. Make sure this connection is connected as well. And then make sure by entering manually, make sure this is the container ID that you're getting from your connection. If you download this and import this automation, it may be a different one. So make sure that that's container ID for your connection. And then you're going to pass this to another JSON. And then it's going to be an array aggregator. And then a webhook. It's going to send this right back to Relevance. And here is your prompt again. You can go through it. For the sake of time, I'm not going to do that. Then, once again, we're going to put this into a Google Doc. And you want this in a Google Doc so you can read the report. And you know how to do that already. And then we're going to test this out, X account analysis. Also, while this is loading, should I put something in here? Should I not? I just leave it blank and it works well. The automation system is set up so good that it doesn't even need to put anything in there. But if you want to put some stuff in there, you can. Here's the description. Researchers X accounts of companies and people. So perfect. Awesome. Perfect. And now we can go to the YouTube analysis. And let's test this tool. The X account tool should be all completed for you guys. That's all set to go. Again, put in OpenAI, Google DeepMind, 30 days and the date. Here's your Google search. Again, it's going to list these out for each item. Pretty straightforward. Here is the prompt. All of this should be done for you guys. Here is the combined list of text, because we're going to separate them out and then we're going to combine them again. And we're also going to create another webhook to another automation because Relevance AI does not scrape YouTube videos that well. However, I have the solution for that. Here is the webhook. Here is the make automation. You're going to want to create another webhook, add it, copy the address to the clipboard, connect it here. Then once it's connected, you're going to want to ensure this is all set up correctly, the RSS feed. This is all pretty much good to go already. You don't need to do anything. Everything's all set up. And this webhook also shoots it back to Relevance AI. So once that's connected, here is the LLM. This is another LLM here and your API here. This is for your Google Docs. In case you forgot, let's go back again. Bang. You go to the same one. And all you need to do is just go here, copy address to clipboard, and you're going to want to put that in there. And then let's run tool to test this one out as well. Okay, perfect. Check this out. Let's go to this Google Doc here, YouTube research report, summary of each channel. You have their competitor A, which is open, and competitor B, which is Google DeepMind. It gives you the top 3 best performing videos. So you can actually get content ideas from this. You can look at the content gaps, the successful themes. This is super helpful. And the engagement strategies. I use this agent all the time, actually, which is absolutely fantastic. And then once this tool is set up properly, everything should be all good to go. You have your news, you have your get current date, your X account, your blog analysis. We all reviewed these. Make sure you go to this tool here. You go to edit and make sure this is connected. So Relevance has a unique feature where it directly connects to Slack AI. You just go here and then you add account and then you connect this to your Slack. If you use Slack, if you want to control it through Slack, because it doesn't give you the capability to do this within Relevance AI, although you can, if you don't want to do Slack or wanted to go through any of that setup, because that's going to be the next section here, you can go to competitor analysis and you can simply describe the task here. Since this agent controls the other 2 agents, it will output all of the information here for you. But if you would like it nice, neat, and clean like this, let's move on to the last part of the video of setting this up for you. Also, before we do that, you're going to get all of these make automations as well in the description below, which is absolutely free. Please like and subscribe if you guys like this content or like me covering these types of build outs. Give me some feedback to, I'm here for you guys. You guys are my community. So I can show my face. I can't show my face. I can slow down. I can speed up, whatever you guys would like. If the majority rules in a particular direction, I'm going to definitely consider it and definitely do that for you guys. So with that being said, let's move forward here. Okay. So if you want to set up your Slack automation and integration, you're going to want to, here it is, the integration webhook. Let's just follow it. All right. So let's set up your Slack integration here. You're going to want to go to make.com. Let's create your webhook here. Webhook. You're going to want to do a custom webhook. You're going to want to create or add a new webhook. So we can add a webhook, Slack, save, perfect, copy address. Then you're going to want to go to slack.api.com. You want to click there. You're going to want to go to apps, create new app from scratch, YouTube app, pick a workspace, Institute of AI, which is my paid community. Here we go. You're going to want to go down to permissions. You're going to want to add new redirect URL. And here are the redirect URLs here. You can just copy them down. Boom. Add new redirect URL. I got them from my previous add save URLs. Perfect. Okay. And once you have your auth tokens, you're going to want to come down to event subscriptions, and then you're going to want to turn this on. And then from the request URL, you're going to want to go back to your make automation. Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to go to your webhooks. You're going to go to custom webhook, and then you're going to create a new webhook. So YouTube web, save this, and you're going to want to copy this address. And then once you're going to go in here, you're going to want to put this in here, and it should read an error. And once you have an error, that's fine. Let's try this one more time. Let's retry. Oh, nope. Okay, perfect. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to go here, and then you're going to go to here, webhook response, and then you're going to put challenge. And once you put challenge, you're going to want to show advanced settings, add item, content type, text, plain, press OK. You're going to want to press run once, one more time, and retry. Perfect. Verified. And that's when you're going to be verified. Okay. And after this, you're going to want to go to subscribe to bot events. You're going to add bot. Then you're going to go to message channels. You want to click here. You're going to want to click save changes. You're going to want to go up to install app, then install to Institute of AI. Then you want to click allow. Perfect. The app was installed in Institute of AI. And then once you've done that, you want to go to your Slack. Let's go to all of Institute of AI. You're going to want to go to that specific channel in the 3 dots. And then you're going to want to edit settings, integrations, add an app, and the app should show up. This is the one that we created. You're going to want to click it. And then basically now it's completely integrated. And this is the channel that you're going to be talking to. So for instance, here is my channel. Perfect. So you should have Slack integrated. You should have every single one of the tools vetted out, tested, and they all should be working correctly. So you're able to scrape X, Facebook, YouTube. You're able to scrape any website, any blog, any review through any competitor, or you can change it and scrape it to your liking for whichever you want to do. If you want an AI automation to be set up, just contact me below. But here again are the agents. Just want to reiterate that this is the output that you're going to be getting for the research reports. And also these are all of the make automations that you're going to be getting down below. So don't forget to click and download this. And if you have any questions, always just comment in the YouTube comment section below and I'll answer your questions as soon as I can. And if you'd like to work with me or integrate AI into your company, please reach out to me and let me know. We can schedule a call and do a free audit for you and see if it's even worth your time, if it's even worth it. And also, if you would like to start your own AI agency and start selling these AI automations to businesses, then you can join my school community where I teach you from A to Z. I have a whole bunch of tools, contracts, a lot more AI automations that I've been using throughout the years and client acquisition systems as well. So also feel free to go there. And please, if it would mean so much to me if you guys liked and subscribed. But if you guys enjoyed this video and you liked it, please like and subscribe. And see you in the next one, guys. Later.